Here we are live. Welcome, everyone. You get to see our faces.
Is that a good thing? I don't know.
No.
Oh, come on. I think mine's good.
Look at that. Especially since you have the painting in the background.
Exactly. And it's a total geek painting, so.
It's fancy. All I have is this. All right. Well, I wish I could play music, but I can't. So no intro music. But anyway, I guess we'll begin because we're actually doing something to the zero viewers. Hey, zero viewers, how's it going?
They'll come.
Yes.
It's all good.
Sure, they will. We are going to for the beginning intro, because I'm doing it. We'll feature Josh.
Okay. There's a button here to stop this.
Is there a way, really?
Yeah.
How do you? Oh man, we're learning this for the first time.
Yes, there is a way for us to stop our own presentation, although I don't think it worked.
It didn't work? Here,
Not the last time I tried it.
Okay, go ahead. Stop yourself from being presented. You did. I can't present you. It's just me.
All right, here we go. I just tried to stop myself. Did that work?
No, neither of you being presented now.
Nah, it says now. It says I'm presenting to everyone right this second, so.
It sounds so wrong.
I know, right? Should we stand up and remove an article of clothing or something?
I'm presenting myself.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
It's like I'm wearing 30 sweaters. I can. All right. Well, it's not working proper. Maybe I have to.
It's
have
okay.
But either way, well, I don't want it just to be on me, so I'm gonna take. How do I not hide?
No, I think it is presenting my face right now.
It is.
Yeah. It's all good.
And we lost him?
And Francis muted himself. There we go.
It's how I hide. All right. So let me lower the... Can you hear my fan, by the way? You can probably hear it. Oh. All right. All right. Hello.
Don't mind us while we figure things out.
All right. Welcome to KBW3I. Is that right? Yes. The one and only smooth nostalgia station. With your hosts, Josh on the Rocks, Hawks, and let me present him. Josh on the Rocks, Hawks, and Sherry the Muscle, Russell. And I am Francis Murphy's Law Fernandez.
Murphy's Law.
This is going to change the way we do the podcast from here on out, because you can see our faces. We can see you. We'll be presenting it on the YouTubes weekly, because we do this every time at around 8 p.m. p.m. Yes, Pacific Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern, where we will talk and wax nostalgia, and you can with us too. We'll be talking about, like last week, where we talked about old foods, and lo and behold, something we talked about last week is coming back. As a matter of fact, Coca-Cola is bringing back Surge. Did you hear about that?
I did. That's pretty
hear
crazy.
about that.
I don't ever remember drinking Surge to begin with, so it was no big deal for me.
Surge is me neither. So it'd be nice.
I hear it's super popular, but never wasn't my thing. I was a Dr. Pepper kind of girl.
Well, see, that's weird, because not a lot of girls like Dr. Pepper, or at least girls that I know. So that's cool.
Well, there you go.
I
There's
think
the first.
they're the wrong girls.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, ultimately, yes. That is the correct answer to that.
Yes. What is knowing the wrong girls for 2000? Yeah, there you go. Well, here we are back again for another week of nostalgia, another week of remembering things when we were interesting, and that's what the KW whatever I said earlier was.
Oh,
that's KBW3I is back when we were interesting. No? Okay.
I get it now. I'm on board now.
I got it.
He's writing things down. When I host the show next time, do not do the radio thing. Period. So I got it. Either that or you're gonna show us a drawing. I can't wait.
No.
Until we figure out how to do like post images and stuff like that because we do love talking about cinema and old movies and television. We're not going to get into that, but for now, as always, it's been a few weeks since we've had Shelly on the show, but we want to. This is, I guess, the official welcome because she was on Hybrid Interest as official POI family member. But we did have a couple of guest hosts over the week, and we're happy to have Shelly back. Welcome back, Shelly. How are you doing?
Thank you. I'm great.
What's been going on in the last month, for the most part?
Yeah, pretty much, right?
I don't know. I went on a couple of dates.
Ooh, very nice.
Let's see. I starting up my volunteer work again this weekend.
Oh, exciting.
And I accepted a new job offer at the same company.
In other words, they offered you a promotion, and then...
No, it's not a promotion. It's a lateral move to a different role. But good opportunity. So make it sound like it's bad.
No, it's French, Danish, whatever the role was, it's fine. Anyway, hold on. Wait a minute. Where's my sound effect? There you go.
Yes. It's official. It's
official. Yeah, right. Well, that's cool. You'll have to do a Geek Love Radio episode someday, so we can talk about that stuff if you're interested.
So will you?
What, me?
Yeah.
What about me?
You'll have to do one day too.
Never. It'll never happen. Me and dating just do not mix and do not equal. / So Josh, what about you? What's been going on for last week for you?
I went to an anime convention.
Yeah.
To NandasCon, or NDK, for the people that talk about it all the time. It was a great time, fun weekend. Interviewed David Vincent of Bleach or Kill la Kill. Trying to think what else he's been in. Street Fighter, video games. He's been around.
You have images of him as well.
Right now we do?
No, you do.
Oh, yeah.
You've taken a picture with the guy.
I've taken a couple pictures with the guy, actually. Yeah. It's pretty cool. And then, so he gave me a half hour for an interview, which was amazing.
Wow.
And then he does what he calls it the voice actor tryout panel. Man, he gets up there and he talks about himself, and does a Q&A for a little while, and then opens it up to the crowd. And the crowd goes out there and he gives them scripts, and you read it how you see fit. He stops you and gives you pointers. You reread it.
Nice.
And then the crowd participates on how to kill you, and so you react to the kill. It's a great panel. It's fun.
That's awesome.
On the kill.
And I really should have volunteered to go up there. Because I'm wearing the press badge,
Right,
I'm not just a normal attendee, right? So I wanted to. Really, I was just nervous and chicken shit it out.
What? I don't even know what time that was at. Thanks a lot, Josh.
I know.
28 minutes. Wow, we've been recording for 28 minutes. Oh, it's gonna be a long one. Well, actually, we technically just started.
Yeah.
Like 5 minutes ago.
Like 5 minutes.
You're making this so hard for me, Josh. Anyway, moving on. It doesn't matter anymore. Let's just throw it all away.
I went to that, and that was a lot of fun. My birthday was on this past Saturday.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. No, that's enough. Hold
on. Before you move on, hold on.
Wait. Yes. Let's celebrate being 1 year closer to death.
Wow, that's one not positive way to look at it.
I know. I was just being a goofball, but no, it was a lot of fun, and just got to hang out and stay out of trouble mostly.
Nice.
And now we're here. What about you, Francis?
And now we're here. What did I do? Oh, yes, Saturday. Went to see a movie, as I do. The Trip to Italy, which I recommend. Huh?
Never even heard of it.
No.
Steve Coogan and Rob Brydon, if you like UK comedians, they do a little movie. It's a sequel to their, I think 2 years ago they had a movie called The Trip. And it's just these guys going around different parts of the country, trying out food, doing impressions, telling jokes, things like that. And there's like a little of quote-unquote real life stuff because they play themselves, which is weird because they play as themselves, yet the other people in the movie are actors. It's strange, but
yeah, it is weird.
Yeah, it's weird, but I recommend it. I highly recommend it. Afterwards, I went to the Los Angeles County Museum of Contemporary Art,
Nice.
and the Van Gogh exhibit, which was fun. But modern art is great. I love it. All you have to there was a big it's just a structure and a city of cars, and you just see a bunch of like little toy cars on magnets just running around the city. It was really weird, but it was considered art, so whatever.
Cool.
I'll take it. But I have to admit,
like on an electric track sort of thing.
It was on a track. It's like the Hot Wheels tracks, like those.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it was just a bunch of Hot Wheels tracks. It was huge, and there was a guy that had to maintain it because cars would get stuck. But that was fun. That was like one of the cooler exhibits, and I now am convinced I can do art. I can totally do art. See this? Hold on. Art. I mean, I think that's it. Seriously, that's all it takes. There was a fish tank, halfway filled with water, with 2 basketballs in it. Art. A ladder that was opened up with an inflatable alligator in the middle of it. Art. I can do art.
No, at the modern art exhibit here at the Denver Art Museum, there's a pedestal showcase.
Mm-hmm.
And inside the showcase, inside of, I'm guessing, what is plexiglass, is a sugar cubed man. It's either styrofoam or sugar cubes with toothpicks, and that makes a little person inside of there. And that's I don't understand how that's art, because like children do that in elementary school.
Yes, they do.
Or an electronic scrolling marquee.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see how that's art.
Well,
it's information.
Mm-hmm.
It's informative, but it's not art.
Well, the one thing that convinced
it's only art if they make it like pictures out of it.
No, it was just scrolling words. That's all that it was. It was just really odd.
Yeah, that is weird.
This has to be though. This was the defining thing that made me know I could do art. So they had the one exhibit. They had, how kitchen countertops are made of granite or whatever, and they have the frame. And you put it on top of whatever the kitchen cabinet or the kitchen sink is going to be, and you put the frame on there.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, he took that outline, put it up on the wall, and named it, named exactly what it was. This is a Kohler mold, blah 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 blah, from 2014. Like, if I can do that, I can put anything on a wall. That's awesome.
And yeah, that's not art to me.
Yeah.
So what you should do is open up like 15 or 20 wacky wall walkers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And throw them at the wall, and just make a video loop, make like a vine.
We should call it Seeing What Sticks.
Call it what?
Seeing what sticks. When you throw it to the wall, see what sticks.
Oh, yes.
Seeing what sticks. Yeah.
Seeing what sticks. Yes.
English is my second language. People, come on.
It just sounded like with and not what, and that's why I was confused.
Okay, I promise I'm going to stop with the sound effects. It's there. It's what to be expected.
I know,
anyway.
you're too tempted by all the new toys.
I know, it'll get boring at some point. But anyway, so yeah, it's been a busy couple of weeks. There were things that I wanted to talk about specifically. I thought we'd get nostalgic about, and then something happened. Nothing personal happened, but something kind of nationwide happened. But the announcement of the iPhone 6 came out last week.
Yeah. And 2012 called and said, "Where you been?"
Well, I wanted to talk a little bit about kind of our old tech growing up, because I mentioned on Twitter, I made a comment on Twitter yesterday saying, phones are so big now. I mean, there's no discretion anymore. You pull out your phone in a dimly lit room and you pretty much light the whole place up, right? Like, Shelly, how big is your phone?
So I have an iPhone 5, so it's smaller.
Are you going to be getting the new iPhone?
Probably, if I do. So my plan, I'm not good for an upgrade for like a year.
Oh,
so
okay.
if I do, I'm definitely not going. No, hell no. That's too big, and so add on to like the whole pocket factor, right? And I know CNN has this whole like report on the pocket factor, right? Mm-hmm. It's too big. Even the 6 is going to be too big for me. Like,
my phone's this big.
Oh, we have the same phone, so I'm not going to even put up my phone.
Yeah, that's big.
That's pushing the limits of pocket.
Well,
yeah, and my pockets are smaller, guys.
Well, first off, I'm amazed you don't have a purse that you keep it in, or a clutch or something.
I hate purses.
Oh. You don't keep it in your bra, do you?
God, no. I hate that. My sister does that. I think it's so... Ugh.
But it's secure. It's like, where's it going to go? And you will know when you get a call.
Yeah, but cleavage is like for money in your ID or a candy bar or something like that, not a phone.
Yeah, it's a candy bar.
A candy bar?
Yes.
I've seen it.
Oh my God, no. All right, guys. Now I realize that we have video now, but what you cannot see is that I do not have cleavage. So.
Well, that doesn't stop people, though. I mean, you could still,
That's true.
I
It's very true.
It does not stop people, but it stops me. But I don't like purses. Can't stand them. I have one as a necessary evil. If I could fit everything I needed in my back pocket, or more women's clothes had back pockets, that is where I would store everything.
Yeah, isn't that the whole fashion faux pas, is that women's pants really don't have usable pockets?
Yeah, it's awful. I mean, I try to buy them that have good usable pockets, but it's really hard to find them.
Mm.
I won't be surprised if clothing companies start changing their pockets for phones, like to accommodate phones.
Well, I was telling you before, I mean, the whole high-waisted pant thing is coming back, so it's not like...
Oh my God.
Yeah, the one where you're not a high-waisted pant person?
I mean, at my navel is okay. I do, for my volunteer work, I wear a uniform. That's where your pants have to go. Mm-hmm. But, no. No.
Just no.
No. I already have a problem with pants to begin with because I have one of those pear-shaped figures. So.
Okay.
Well, no. So my waist is here, and my hips are up here.
Ah.
And so jeans already have that nasty gap, like there's a gap because they need to be big enough to come up over your hips, but then you end up with a big gap in the waist, right?
Yes.
So I have that. If I had to buy like work pants and they were high-waisted, do you know how much the gap would be?
I can only guess.
That would be a lot. That would be uncomfortable. I would not like that. Not like that at all. So.
Well, it is a fashion. I mean, that's a 90s fashion trend, isn't it? I mean, that was big in the 90s where the waist was pretty much like at
so
your...
was neon. I'm sorry.
Right, Hypercolor.
Hypercolor's the best.
Hypercolor's rad.
Oh, it would be one color, though, here.
I mean, should we be bringing back jelly shoes and things like that? Like, no.
They kind of tried to with Crocs. Okay,
but those were not transparent.
Yeah, true enough. But, Well, I mean, I recently have seen a lot of advertisement for the new Air Jordans, which are totally such a 90s thing.
Yeah.
But they're expensive.
What about the Reebok pump?
Oh, that's what we need.
Oh my God. But I am glad that Chucks have made a comeback.
Oh yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean,
That one's okay.
yeah.
I would be, except that they don't last on me. Like, I just go through them really quick.
Your feet just grind through the sole.
The only problem I have with them is that my niece still has not figured out that they're called Chucks.
Oh.
She calls them Converse All-Star. And I'm like, no, they're Chucks. They're Chuck Taylors. Like, what's your problem?
I mean, you're like you're both 50% right. I mean,
yes.
both.
Oh.
I mean, they're both on the emblem.
Yes, I know, but colloquially, they're just not.
Right.
You know.
It's the slang, man. Come on.
It's the slang. I mean, but evidently the new young folk coming up these days, that's not what they call them.
No, well, they don't call anything correctly nowadays. But that's us being old, I think.
Yeah.
I had one of those moments, actually, those old moments.
Go for it.
Uh-oh.
When I was at the convention, and I got out of the interview, and all my friends had gone to lunch and forgot that I was there or something, which was fine because I was broke anyway. But I was walking around the convention, and I was like, oh, I better get a drink. It's my birthday. And it's middle of the day. So I got a pretty big shot of something, some whiskey. And I started feeling it, so I was like, let's go for a walk again. And I was just walking through, and I was just going, man, I need more adults. Like, there's the average age of NDK is like, I want to say 17, 18.
I felt like that when I went to MegaCon a few years back.
MegaCon.
It was very, very anime heavy. It was in Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
So Josh Orihime is not your bae?
What?
Never mind. Never mind. Mitsumi's not your bae? I'm just naming random.
Oh, no. During the interview, the guy was talking about the characters he's done, and I'm like, yep, sure.
What has he done? Okay, I need to look this up because now I'm curious. What has he done that you've never heard of before?
I think it's Kill la Kill. His name's
Kill la Kill. Yeah, that's the big one. That's the big one.
He plays like the shirt of one of the characters. The shirt has a voice.
Wow, this guy's
okay.
What? He's the 90% of them I've never heard of.
He's done Street Fighter and Tekken. Mm-hmm. He's Marshall Paul in Tekken. And T-Hawk in Street Fighter.
T-Hawk.
Yeah.
Nice.
And martial law. I like martial law. But anyway, yeah.
Anyway, we're going way off what we were talking about. But
yeah, so old tech is what we're supposed to be talking about.
The reason why I bring it up is because, like I said, with cell phones, with the announcement of iPhone or Apple kind of going the way of the Android phones and going gigantic, I'm curious, do you guys miss the days when phones were itty-bitty and where you had just the one line for numbers? Like, that's all you had was that one green digit, green line for digits.
No, I do not miss those days. But you guys have to remember that I also had the old, huge phone days.
You had the white phone? The Zach Morris phone?
I had a bag phone.
Oh, that's right. We were talking about that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the bag phone.
Yeah. So.
Oh man.
So I never had like the big like Motorola block phone, the one that you always see like in older movies. I never had one of those.
Well, I know those.
But I did have I had a Razr at one point. I never had a Nokia.
Oh, good for you. You can kill people with Nokias though because they're so like durable. But yeah.
Yeah. No, I never had a Nokia. I did have the Razr, and then I had an LG MV, and then an MV2.
Oh.
The thing I liked about it was that you flip it open and it had a physical keyboard for texting.
When did that become not a thing anymore? Like, you don't.
A physical keyboard? I don't miss it at all.
As we came out with touchscreens.
Really?
But I will say I type less and I use the voice recognition more. Because
that's the way to go,
lazy
right?
And I don't want to type. yeah, so I'll use the voice recognition and then just go back and fix stuff that didn't come up properly.
So what is
No,
your...
I mean, no.
I was going to say, do you prefer it now, how it is now, with the touch screens and the gigantic phablet, the phablet phone,
Yes,
well,
because
I think the
guess
Note
what?
is ridiculous.
I don't want anything that big, but
Yeah.
my current iPhone 5 is
perfect.
perfectly sized.
It's really
I'd like it
tall.
maybe a little. Yeah, it is a little tall. I would like the dimensions of it, like, to be scaled down a bit. So back to the iPhone 4 length, but the same, like the smaller width. You
must have amazing eyes, because that's small.
Well, yeah, but
I
you
agree.
can. I had LASIK a few years back, so.
Ah.
But I mean, you can pinch and you can zoom stuff. You can make your print bigger. I think I made my print a little bigger. Did all like the tweaks Felicia Day posted to make it even more readable.
Oh.
But I read off of my iPhone, like when I'm standing in line or whatever. I use the Kindle app and I'll read.
Wow. That's impressive. That's actually really impressive.
I read an entire book in line at Great Adventure.
3-hour line, 2-minute drive. Go on.
I had an iPhone for 9 months, and I hated it every single day.
Really?
Yeah. Could not stand that thing.
I guess.
So I mean, it's cool. I guess that they're going to a larger format. I mean, like I said, 2012 is calling for sure, but I'm sure before that, some other year is calling before that.
But what didn't you like about it?
Everything, size,
the environment,
the environment, the GUI, if you will.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah. Just how I didn't like how everything is like here. It's on a platter here.
And that's exactly what I like about mine, because I work in technology, and I don't want to have to think in my personal stuff.
See, that's what a lot of people, and like my mom, she's like, "Oh, I want to get. This is what you have to do to make your phone, your new Android work like your iPhone. This is all the steps you're gonna have to do." And she's not interested in that, like, whatsoever. And I get it. So she asked me the other day about getting the iPhone 6. I'm like, well, I haven't heard a thing about it, so yeah, go ahead.
Good or bad, you haven't heard anything about it.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
I will say I resisted for years. I did. I'm like, I don't need a smartphone. And then, I realized all the things that I was missing out on from a family interaction perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just, all right. And I gave up and got myself a smartphone.
See, I didn't realize the potential of a smartphone until I was able to take pictures of my food, and then I thought, well, there you go. The purpose has been realized. I can take pictures of my food.
I take a lot more pictures now.
Yeah, right?
In
it's a camera in your pocket.
Yeah, exactly.
One of the first things that made... See, that's why I'm so glad. I had the... my first phone was the gray brick. I think it was a Nokia. I don't remember what it was. Oh no, Motorola. Yeah, the gray Motorola with the little pull-out antenna, and the little.
Oh, I had one of those too. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was my very first phone, and you had the little green line. That was it, just the phone number.
Yep.
And then after that, it was a little gray Nokia, and then I, moved on to. I like tech. I'm a big techie kind of, I like all the fancy schmancy bells and whistles. I'm tempted to get the new iPhone, just because. It looks really, I had an iPhone for like a couple years, and I liked it a lot. But
what about the other? There's an Android one that just came out that is 1+1. I think it's something.
Oh yeah.
With a 1+ or something like that.
1+1, yeah.
Yeah, a buddy of mine has one. He got invited to purchase one or however it works, and he loves it.
It's a cheap phone, and it's supposedly super nice.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know it was cheap. I thought it was one of those high-end.
It's high. Well, that's the thing. It's high-end, but it's
inexpensive.
Cheap. Oh, sorry. Yes, it's inexpensive. Yeah.
Oh, so it's like the iPhone cheap.
Exactly. That's as close. That doesn't even sound like a cash register.
Not really, no.
No.
Sounds like the beginning of a Pink Floyd song.
There you go. Oh, really? Go ahead, start singing.
I don't think we can't afford that. I don't think.
Oh, that's right, we can't afford the royalties. Anyway, so yeah, so what are some of your favorite? Wow, you kind of digressed on actual phones and stuff.
I'm sorry.
I know.
It's all right. It's all right. It's high. This is before we were.
Favorite old tech?
Yeah, after we were interesting. Yeah. What is your
favorite old tech?
Yeah.
Okay. So I had an Atari 800. I can't remember if I had the 400 XL, but I think I had the 800 XL computer that took Atari game cartridges.
What? This is a thing?
Yes.
I vaguely remember hearing about these things, but I've never seen one. And
oh man.
But I can imagine.
Wow! It's like a Commodore 64.
Yeah,
Okay.
basically. Yeah, so you could write basic programs, and that was about it. But you could play games.
Oh well, there's a Laserdisc player that you could slap a Genesis into.
Have you seen this thing? This thing's crazy.
What, the 800 XL?
Yeah.
I have a Commodore.
You have a Commodore too.
I still have it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
See, that's
I just recently found
the floppy disk was extra on my 800 XL.
Yeah, it's a peripheral. It's an extra peripheral.
It was. Your cartridges were the primary way to have programs.
That's awesome. This is like
and
the best thing ever.
I used to buy shareware programs at the Sears Surplus.
You know what I miss?
What do you miss?
Shrinky Dinks and Light Bright.
Oh yeah.
Shrinky Dinks.
I think they still exist.
I think Light Bright does. I don't know about the Shrinky Dinks.
Yeah.
I bet you they do.
Now
I have to go look for that.
The Light Bright or the Shrinky
Shrinky
Dinks? Yeah, Light Bright is, I believe, still some. Yeah, Light Bright is still a thing. They still create that stuff. Now, the thing about but come on, kids would totally get bored with that.
Appear to still exist.
Wow.
Wow, really?
Evidently.
Well, this is. I like that you went straight for the lowest tech possible.
Again, I'm just being a smartass because we're live, Old tech that I miss, dude. I can't even think of something real old school that.
Anything. Yeah.
Outside of video game stuff, I miss arcades. Does that qualify?
No, because they still have arcades.
Not really.
Yeah, they do.
Not here. we got old school, classic arcades, I guess.
So I went to on one of my dates. I went to. We had a indoor speedway, go-karts, electric go-karts, and they had arcade games in there.
Your argument is invalid there, Josh. I'm sorry.
Right. All right.
The thing I miss from the arcades, and I mentioned this. I think I mentioned this once before when we were talking about video games. Was the 3D Sega 3D, where they had the hollow. They had a little dome, and in the middle was a cowboy. And if you remember, what's it called?
Dragon's Lair.
Dragon's Lair, where all you could do was at exact moments you move the cowboy out of the way, you made it shoot, things like that. That was really cool because it was 3D. It was holographic. It was right there. You could pass your hand through it. It was straight out of Star Wars. It was amazing.
Yeah, I do remember that. That was fun.
Yeah.
The other place that is an arcade is Dave and Buster's.
Oh, Dave and Buster's.
Yeah, they suck.
They totally have arcade games.
Yeah, and you can win adult-oriented prizes like a flask and a beer bottle. Well,
that's right. Yeah, I mean, come on.
Or in video games, you win video games.
Or whoopee cushions.
Or whoopee cushions. Yes. Talking about low tech.
And the finger cuffs, handcuffs. Yeah.
I can never say. Yeah, no one. I can never say that word. Actually, I always have to call them the Chinese finger traps because when you say finger cuffs, I think of Kevin Smith's movie Chasing Amy. Anyway, for those of you who know the reference, enjoy. Yeah, when I talk old tech, I remember my first what's it called? It was called a Rio. It was an MP3 player. It held Yeah, it held 11 songs, I think. It had
Nice.
32 megabyte hard drive. That was the biggest you could get, and it was like $150 for this thing. It was the most expensive, cheap, but it was the thing I loved because I could throw away my non-skip CD player. I could toss it away. I didn't have to worry about skipping. Batteries, those batteries lasted for weeks. It was the best thing ever. The Rio.
With your 11 tracks.
Oh, I used to have one of those little HP pocket computers, like one of that had Windows CE on it.
Oh my god. Yeah, before the Palm Pilot, right?
No, it was after Palm
Was it after
Pilot.
Palm Pilot? Oh.
This had an actual full keyboard, but I mean little size, but it had a QWERTY keyboard, and and like a little, like a regular screen, right?
Sure.
And you used a stylus instead of a mouse, and it was about the size of current phones.
Exactly. You know what? They knew. HP knew in 1990 or whatever that the future
They were too early.
Yeah.
They were too early. We weren't ready.
Was a magazine over your face. That's the way to go.
What's a magazine?
Oh, bro. Wait.
I still read magazines.
You do? What magazines do you read?
Primarily Reader's Digest.
I read it for the jokes.
I love Reader's Digest. I read the whole thing cover to cover as soon as I get it.
I'm surprised they still have. I'm amazed Reader's Digest still exists. Actually,
it's awesome, and this is one of the things my mother has gifted me. She sends it to me every year. It's awesome. I love it. In fact, hold on.
Shelley, for your birthday. Here's your Reader's Digest. Oh! They changed the size. It's huge.
No, it's the same size.
Oh,
it's
you're just really small.
I'm really small. It's about the size of my head.
All right, let me. I'm gonna present to everyone you so you can show that. There you go. Look at that.
Yes, I'm really small. That's about the size of my head. And
wow, that is that. Okay, well there you go. There you go.
Guys, I'm like 5'2".
We have a munchkin now.
Okay, so is there anything? What about you, Josh? Do you still read newspapers or magazines or anything that's kind of something that seems? I hate to say it, sorry, Shelley, but it's a little outdated.
There was a video game magazine, Electronic Gaming Monthly.
Oh,
EGM.
yes, EGM. Love EGM.
And they went away for like 4 years and came back, and I think they're gone again because I haven't seen it in a while.
Episode. Yeah, I think I have the last issue of EGM somewhere.
I have like a 25th anniversary or something like that. I have some sort of anniversary issue, and it didn't say anything about it being the last issue, so I don't know. But the guy fought so hard to bring it back. The guy that started the magazine went away. I mean that was his thing, and it. I always liked that. It was fun. It was just fun to read. That, and there was a Toy Fair. It's a magazine, a toy magazine. That was a lot of fun. I don't think that's in print anymore either. But
fun old tech CB radios.
Before my truck died, I wanted one.
I had one in my car.
Did you have a call sign?
I did. I've had 3 in my lifetime.
Wow.
My parents were big CBers, but my last one was Lil Bit.
Lil Bit?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
My dad was into it. Actually, yeah, he doesn't do it anymore, but my dad was totally into it. He tried to get me a handle as well, but it was those letter and number handles, So
no.
We weren't doing the
ham radio stuff.
The ham radio stuff, yeah.
Yeah, no, we did CB, and it was in the cars, and we actually had a base station in the house. And
how are they different? Out of curiosity, because we had the same thing.
Different frequencies, I think, and CBs have channels, particular channels, and like 19 was the most popular channel, I think.
That my grandmother was. She had a Mustang II.
Oh yeah, I almost had one of those.
Yeah, you should be happy you didn't have one. But she had a CD in that thing, and anytime we were in it, I always call the truckers.
Oh yeah, yeah. No,
And
the truckers.
just try to get them to honk the horn.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I was always able to get them because my very first car. This was before you had like cell phones that you carried around. Like, so I was driving 1,000 miles away to college, and my parents said, "Okay, well, let's put a CB in your car, so in case you have a problem, you can get somebody to help you."
All I can think of is we got a great big convoy. No? Really?
Are you talking about
Convoy? Yeah, is it Rubber? What's the guy's name? It's like, this is Big Daddy talking to
Burt
Rubber
Reynolds?
Duck. No, you're thinking of Cannonball Run.
Yes, exactly.
That movie's rad.
With Jackie Chan, interestingly enough.
Cannonball Run was awesome, and they did like three sequels, I think.
Yeah, they did.
That guy died too. That was in the car with Jackie Chan.
I was just gonna say,
No, Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
No, the big guy that was in
Oh, Jaws? No.
Jaws. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
was he
he
the-
just died recently,
Yeah.
right?
Last
Yeah,
week. Wow.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Look at you being relevant.
I know.
Oh, there's the relevance.
What other old
Uh-oh.
tech? What about you, Francis?
Old tech. I did my old tech, actually. I did my MP3 player, my old MP3
Oh, okay.
player.
That was it?
No,
oh,
mini
I know.
CDs. You remember those?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I still
Yeah.
have some.
You were the one who bought them.
Oh, because when I
Uma.
buy stuff off of the clearance aisle, and when you need to burn stuff on CDs,
You must
sometimes
have.
you don't need to burn a lot.
I was gonna say you must have a ton of HD DVDs then.
Oh.
No. And here's because I don't buy stuff. Like, I didn't even get a Blu-ray until last year.
She
Oh.
steals it.
You're right.
No.
She has her Blu-ray player right by her Betamax player.
Hey, don't
I
make
did
fun.
never had a Betamax, but
Mm.
my cousins did. That was, they even had the Laserdisc player.
Oh. The Laserdisc, that's
Right.
awesome.
I
Yeah,
have a
Like,
video
that's on
format.
record.
Yeah, I have a video format that came out just before or right around the same time as the Laserdisc, but it is a vinyl record with
Nice.
an audio track embedded in it and video somehow. I don't understand how it works,
It's the
but it's
grooves,
in the
man.
closet behind me,
Nice.
and I just need a needle, like a stylus. That's it, and I can watch mono movies from the 80s.
Cool.
I have
really cool,
about
actually.
100 movies.
That's awesome.
Nice.
You gotta show that off actually at some point.
It's
We'll have
like
to do-
65 pounds, so it'll have to be brought out prior to.
All right.
It's ridiculous.
I
I
remember.
did the whole VCR thing. I had like multiple VCRs because one of my earlier fandoms I did like where you would I would send copies of episodes to other people that had never seen them.
You
Or
allegedly did these things.
Allegedly did these things.
Yes.
Actually, no. It was.
I think if it's a
only-
videotape, who's going to come after you at this
Yeah, it
point?
was videotaped. It was and I have since bought all the DVDs, so it's all good.
Yeah. They're like,
I-
now you owe us 37 cents.
Yeah.
Right?
No,
And you forgot to
actually,
rewind it.
but it was only sharing. I wasn't selling. There was
Good
no
point.
selling.
Hmm. But yeah, actually,
Myself up.
speaking of this, man, this reminds me. So when I still am. I haven't gotten to watch recently. I don't know if you can see. I have the remnants of a watch tan.
Yeah, nice watch line there.
Yeah. I used to wear a watch all the time, but then my watch broke a month ago, so I haven't been able to wear a watch since. But one of the things I used to love wearing, and this kind of takes us back to the whole Apple thing, is they have the new Apple Watch. I used to carry around the Casio watch that had the little
Ooh.
phone book on it, and like the little
With the calculator.
Yes.
Nice.
Mhm.
Nice.
That was high tech back then. I mean, I can't believe
It
they're still
was.
making them. Like that's still on the market. You could buy one for $50 still.
Wow.
If you look hard enough. But that was
So the
my
price
favorite
hasn't
thing.
come down since the
No.
80s, huh?
Well,
they
they
haven't
figure
figured out the
it's still-
technology to make it cheaper, huh?
Yes, exactly. Mm. As a matter of fact, I remember getting a couple watches from the little the gumball machines or whatever you call them. Yeah, with the little domes. And you have a little watch in there. So I have.
You know what? Actually, I missed that. I never got to participate in. Was what? The wallet on the chain? What do you call that? Pocket watch.
Oh,
I like you did a wallet on a chain and then you went to a watch instead.
I did the wallet on the chain.
You could buy a pocket watch now. You know, it's possible.
I know, but like the fashion of today just doesn't suit.
Oh, you'd be surprised. You want to be the ultimate hipster? You get that pocket watch.
Well, all you have to do is dress up as Doctor Who, and you're good to go, right?
Oh, that's true. That's true.
That would mean I'd have to pay attention to the Hoovers.
Nah.
And sadly, I don't know. They're stacking up. It's good. They're stacking up on the DVR, and I just don't know if I can.
Capaldi's like good. I'm liking him, so.
That's a discussion for another time. I always wanted to do a Who podcast. I watch it every week. Give a very brief review on my other podcasts, but boy, I have comments. But anyway, we'll save it. We'll save it for our, because that's technically the back one.
Because and you know.
Yeah,
we'll think of something.
We'll get to there. Whoa, easy! Your gun just went off.
I know. I wasn't.
He's trying to fix my opinion on Capaldi, evidently.
No, I love Capaldi. It's
okay.
it's Moffat I have a problem with. But anyway, aside the point. Moving on to old tech. As we wrap things up here, one of the first computers I had was I wish I could remember what it was. It was this tiny little keyboard that you attached to a TV, and all you could do was type on it. That's all you could do. You couldn't save. You couldn't do anything. You couldn't print it. You just had a little keyboard. It was weird. A little it wasn't even like a keyboard like this. You know, it wasn't like like these kind of keyboards. It was like a flat, almost touchpad type of keyboard, and that's probably my all-time favorite.
So you know the Atari 400.
Oh, is that the same thing?
Similar.
Let's see. I gotta look it up. Atari.
Like what I would call the McDonald's keyboard.
Oh.
Yep. I know what you're talking about. Like a dummy terminal.
Yes, that's it. You're absolutely right. That's the kind. Yeah, where it was flat and then it was like a weird push button thing.
Yeah. No. Instead of actual keys. Yeah.
Yeah. Boy, that was annoying. But that started my love of playing around with keyboards, computers, general stuff like that. I'm like,
and I had my 800 XL after I ended up. My first exposure to computers in school was Apple IIs.
Ah, yes. Mine was the 2Es.
Not 2Cs or 2Es.
Yeah, mine was the
Apple IIs.
Yeah, I had both the Apple II and the Apple IIe. That was my first introduction to computing. Period. And it was all they all made it educational.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Unless you got to play Oregon Trail.
Yes, we played Oregon Trail. That was awesome.
Yeah, we had the spelling things, the word.
Yeah.
Oh, this is how you type. Put your fingers up.
There was a typing one. I'm trying to think of what it was called, but basically you were killing aliens.
They still have that. They have Typing of the Dead, where you kill zombies while you type.
Well, no, this wasn't zombies. It was like they were dropping down on you.
Oh, kind of like Galaga or whatever, and then you have to. Yeah. Even then, we're destroying little aliens.
It was probably Typing Blaster or something like that.
Yes. Yeah, and I'm gonna look that up. It's Typing.
I remember Math Blaster.
Yeah.
I remember that in the 90s. I don't remember that as an 80s thing.
This was... I'm going to have to go look it up now.
Typing Blaster. Apparently, that Typing Blaster does not exist.
All right, I'm going to have to go look and see what
Blaster does, because I want to say...
All right. So this would have been 80s typing...
In search of Spot.
Because, I
don't know.
have to figure out.
But it's crazy how fast tech went, though.
Right.
From the 2E.
Yeah.
Let's just go from the 2E, and then next thing you know, my stepdad brings home a computer, and he's like, this is how this works. Here's how DOS works.
And isn't that
to remember?
Isn't that fascinating? It took when we started riding horses forever, and then we had carriages pulled for centuries, and now we have a car. We have our first computer. Well, Babbage is technically, whatever, but it's still like the way tech is. We're going to be just floating brains in microchips in the next 100 years. We're not.
How close to Futurama?
It's not as far away as you think. Because isn't Futurama like 500 years in the future or something like that?
Is the year 3000.
3000. Okay, so even more. Oh yeah, there you go. No. I say Futurama 200 years tops. Less than that. I say 150 years tops. We're going to see a Star Trek thing going on.
Floating brain. That'd be cool.
Sure.
Or the head in the jar. That'd be great.
Yeah, and just obnoxious and telling people what to do all the time.
In being cameos.
Being cameos. Hey, Josh, I remember your head in episode number from Futurama. Yeah, so that would be cool. I mean, yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. But I think that's where we're at tech-wise. So, any other old technology before we say goodbye to the fine all the viewers that we have right now?
Well, 8-track.
Whoa, is that really your favorite?
My first car had an 8-track in it.
Really?
So my mom had a '77 Thunderbird that had an 8-track in it, and we used to put in the Cheech and Chong 8-tracks and Elvis.
What a combination!
I know,
right? I've been framed. Yeah, that'd be great.
That's awesome.
Was it spoken word or was it music?
Cheech and Chong. It was
their comedy album.
Yeah, it was a comedy album.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Now how long does 8 tracks? That's what, like 20 minutes? No, 45 minutes.
Well, you could flip them over,
Oh, sorry. Being the youngest of the group, I didn't know.
With my first car, it had an 8-track in it. I wanted to keep it, but I wanted them to put a new stereo in.
And keep the 8-track?
I didn't want my new stereo to show. Mm-hmm. I wanted them somehow to wire everything into the 8-track face. But
so you just wanted the look of the 8-track. You actually didn't want the 8-track player.
Right. Well, I wanted it there for looks, but just disable all of that and just have a stereo wired, but use the 8-track face. But I was way ahead of my time.
You were.
Nice.
You were. Wow. Well, the 8-track then.
So I'm into old cars, and the thing that I cannot stand is when people put new stereos in old cars where you can see them.
Well, you guys were talking about the Mustang too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My ex had that. That was her car that she had in high school. Green, like a lime green. It was it was a crazy looking car, but it only had an AM radio. So like if you wanted to listen to anything, quote unquote, normal, and a single speaker in the dash, that was it. The one speaker in the dash, and then the AM radio right underneath that, and that was all we had. And it's like, no air conditioning. It's just like, oh my god, this car is so. Why does anyone want to drive this thing? It was horrible. I mean, it was nice. Driving wise, it was nice, but like all the amenities that you kind of have now are gone. But one of the things that she had to get, because we weren't content with AM radio, was a brand new radio. But we kept the AM radio there. We just put it underneath, so it was hidden away. But you kind of need some of that stuff. I mean, I hate to tell you, I want my air conditioning. When I get my 1967 Beetle, I want air conditioning on that thing. Because we were in 101 degree heat today. I'd rather have air conditioning in my car.
What a crazy.
By the way, evidently the typing software was called MasterType.
Master Type. It's like Master Blaster, but with
Yeah,
typing.
so I found evidently PC Mag has a slideshow of the 10 educational PC games of the 1980s. And it includes the Oregon Trail, by the way.
All right, you need to. Okay, so we're going to end the show with a list because everyone loves a list. So go ahead from 10 to 1. Give us the top 10.
They didn't give them 10 to 1, so I'm gonna have to.
All right.
It's 1 to 10. Sorry.
Oh.
I don't think they're ranked anyway. So we have
order.
Number Munchers.
I remember that. Munchers. Yeah, that was great.
1986, right? Okay, I don't think I ever played that one, but I was graduating 8th grade in 1986, so you know. Oh, Rita Rabbit. I remember this one. I had heard of this one anyway.
It's called Rita Rabbit?
Rita Rabbit.
A Rita Rabbit. No.
From 1986, so taught kids to spell and read.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that one.
All right, then we have Master Type, which I was talking about, where you have aliens and you have to type so the aliens don't come and hit you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that was 1982. Then Rocky's Boots, which teaches about building circuits using logic gates and other virtual electronic-like components.
Wow.
I think that's really awesome.
I'm just amazed that existed. Okay.
And I actually know of this because they even made a game show out of it. Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Rockapella. Oh, man.
Yes, Rockapella, yeah. That was from
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
What?
I never know.
God.
I never played it.
Oh, man. She skips around the world.
I sold a lot of copies of it.
Yeah, I didn't
like at the store and whatnot, but I never played it.
But they actually had a game show.
Yeah.
I remember that.
The Warrant.
And Rockapella was the band.
Mm.
Well, not really a band because they were a cappella, so their name was Rockapella.
Rockapella. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Oh man, I have that song on my phone. I listen to it all the time.
Awesome.
I mean, not all the time, but you know what I mean.
All right, so number 6 is Sticky Bear ABC from 1984.
Before my time.
It's it was started as an illustrated mascot for Weekly Reader magazine.
Ooh.
That
fancy.
He began starring in a line of educational software titles.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so let's see. Then Odell Lake, which is basically
never heard of it.
You are one of 6 species of fish who must make his or her way through the lake and survive.
Oh my God.
All right, I'm not familiar with that one, but that's interesting.
It's like
you have to know where you are in the
ecosystem.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, it's like the aquarium screensaver from your Windows desktop. It's like, I'm living out the dream from my aquarium.
Not so much in this one.
Right.
Here's another typing one, but this was only on Atari platform.
Oh, you should know this one then.
And so I think I might have had this one too. This was Type Attack. So you would shoot the aliens by pressing the correct keys on the keyboard.
That's the one you mentioned earlier? Okay.
I don't know if it was this one. You know what? One I definitely played at school, so that was probably Master Type. I might have had this one, though, too, at home. And so then number 9, and I think I remember this, Facemaker from 1983.
Facemaker, yeah, that sounds familiar.
So it's basically Mr. Potato Head in software is what they're saying.
Nice. Oh. Yeah, I recall this, sure. And they still have it.
And then, as we mentioned, the Oregon Trail.
Ah, yes. You have dysentery.
I was just, damn it, Francis.
Yeah, so the first thing says, Betty has cholera. That's what
of all the things, oh man. You have constipation, you are dead.
You took my punch. I had one lined up there.
But
Good list. I like it.
It was a good list, and I Oregon Trail I do fondly remember for sure.
Yeah, so there you go. Old software, old tech from our past, from our childhoods, from when we were interesting. All right.
I don't know. I'm still interesting. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Well, yeah.
It's kind of tongue in cheek.
Yeah, I know.
My blog is sincere sarcasm. I like to implement that as much as possible. Anyway, so there you go. Thank you everyone for listening. This is our first live Google Plus Hangout show thingy. We didn't expect.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, this is the first. I think this is the first like live thing I've done ever that like successfully has gone through.
Same
like,
here.
it all worked.
Everything worked. Yeah, I've never done anything live before, and certainly not done a podcast through video before.
Oh yeah, this will be a first.
So it's a good thing that I didn't look bad today.
Make sure to dress up a little, got the pearls going,
No, I went to work, and this is how I came home. So
very nice. Well, and this is the first of many. We think we regularly record on Wednesdays at 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. You can find it on the Twitters. We'll go ahead and post that up there when we're broadcasting. It won't be at exactly 8 because, of course, we may, depending on how much we BS before, before the show. It really depends. We can go on forever. And
we have to work out the technical kinks and all that kind of stuff.
And that's what this first episode is for, is for us. So if it sounds weird on the audio, I apologize. If it sounds weird for everyone else, sorry. We might not stick with Google Plus. We might go somewhere else. But for now, this is where we're going to be doing our live stuff. Yay! And I tilt my head a lot and smile because I'm such a fashionista.
Apparently, I do an eyebrow thing a lot. So
you do.
I don't know. I don't even realize I just do
with my eyebrows. Yeah.
You do both?
I don't know. No.
I do not have that level of control over my eyebrows. So.
Yes, my one of my many skills. Anyway, so that you can only appreciate when you watch us live, or you can find us on YouTube. I am pretty sure we may have to change the way that this goes because currently I think this first episode is going to be on the Geek Love Radio YouTube page. We'll figure it all out. I don't really know.
Figure it out.
Yeah, it's supposed to. We'll make it so that it's on POI, but for now, we'll put a link on the show notes so you can check it out and see what we look like, and be like, oh my God, he really is brown, or oh my God, he really is bald.
I look like this. Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Look. Yep.
And oh my God, she really is short. Whatever you guys want to say, because you could definitely tell height on video.
Actually, all you can really tell is that my head is small.
Even then, you can't tell. I have a gigantic head, and you can't tell. Well,
so anyway, I did hold up the Reader's Digest. So.
Oh, that's true. That's true. You had a frame of reference.
Yes.
I don't have a frame of reference. I'm not going to even try. So there you go. That's our show. You can go ahead and check us out. Just leave us feedback. Tell us what you think at feedback@backwhenpodcast.com. You can also find us on the Twitters at the same place, @backwhenpodcast. You can actually, if you watch the video, you can see our Twitter handles. So why don't we have our two lovely hosts talk about their handles? Go ahead, Josh. What's yours? Because I don't think they can see that. You pointing at it.
Oh, mine is right here. It's 303_ninja.
Yay! Shelly.
And so mine is Shelly Ann 72. It's pretty straightforward. It's my name. So.
She doesn't.
I was not creative about it at all. So.
Here I am going @sortageek because I have to be all. Oh, you can see my hands. There you go.
I have an underscore. That was not intended.
Right, but the original 303 Ninja was already taken.
Yes.
Because you were too slow.
That was slow.
Down low, too slow. Anyway.
If there's another Shelly Ann 72, I would be, seriously like, okay, with my same first and middle name and same year of birth. No, that would be surprising.
The Muscle, and her nickname is the Muscle. That'd be weird. Anyway, I'm not saying that.
Am I supposed to be flexing?
I don't know, but that's if it's Joshua the Hawks and Shelly the Muscle Russell, I figure, why not? Anyway, all right, we're just vamping now. You can find all of this and many more other podcasts that don't show faces at pointsofinterestpodcast.com. And that's it for this week. Next week will be brand new stuff. Shelly, will you be with us next week?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yes, because she is in our thing now. She's like
part of the fam.
Yeah, she's
I
in
am in the fam. It's all good.
She's in the credits now. When you see the scrolling credits, like there's her name, and then it's starring, and then Key Grip Francis, and then I always wanted to be a Key Grip or Best Boy, one or the other. But that's all. Thank you all for listening. Next week, brand new stuff, brand new all that stuff, and of course, please write in and let us know what your favorite tech was this past week and any of our other episodes, and we'll talk to you all then. Bye, everybody. Yay.
See you.